Everybody, it's Kelly, and today I am doing a Bible journaling process for Isaiah, verse 51:12. And that verse reads, yes, I am the one who comforts you. So, comforting makes me think of tea and coffee. So, I went to some die cuts from Shamel, the True Stories collection that I have in my stash. And I kind of settled on doing these two teacups here. I like the way those looked. I had some other cups there that, some more like cups that you get at Starbucks, that kind of a thing. And decided that I really like the tradition of the teacup because something about a teacup makes me think of comforting. So I'm going to go through and use my highlighter tape from Illustrated Faith here in an aqua color because it matches the aqua on the cup there. And I want to do that first because I am going to use a little bit of mixed media on this page. I'm going to combine that with some regular scrapbooking supplies. And I want to pre-prep my page. I want to kind of make a decision about what I'm going to do here before I prep my page, and I want to get the tape down because the tape won't stick to the clear gesso from Dina Wakley that I'm going to use. So I'm looking here at my little kind of map of what my Faber-Castell gelatos colors are. I have the mix and match gelatos with the 12, it's the 12 gelatos. And I kind of chose just a red and one of the yellows here. And so I'm going to grab my Illustrated Faith journaling mat there, my Bible journaling mat, and that protects my page from the other page. And I'm kind of using those cups to kind of decide how much space I want to use. And I decided that I want to use those gelatos behind the cups and then also somewhere at the top as well too. So what I'm doing here is I actually have that dried now. I cut that part out so you didn't have to watch how boring the drying part was. So I'm going to take my yellow gelato and I'm just going to put that kind of like behind the cups in a couple of different areas. And there's like no real rhyme or reason why I did what I did. I started with the yellow just because then I didn't have to worry about it blending into the red quite as much there. And now I'm just adding some red. And again, I'm using those colors because those are on the die cuts themselves. And before I forget to tell you this, I don't think I do this on camera, but I did go through and outline the cups so that they stand out a little bit more. All right, so now I'm going through and I'm taking my baby wipe and I'm taking some color off, and I decided I got a little bit too much yellow off. So I'm going back in again with more yellow. It's one thing I like about this technique is if you get too much off, you just put more back on. So now I pop my cups on there and I like how that looks. And then I got a little bit of red gelato on the corner of that cup. And now I'm just going to take my gelato, and that's where I get some gelato on the back, but that's fine. And I'm going to just do some yellow with a little bit of red in between here. And then again, just using that baby wipe technique to wipe it off until I'm happy with what it looks like. And really, right now, when I look at these pages on the in my editing, it looks very bright and like there's no transition between the color bands. But really, in real life, they do blend a lot better. You get the nuances that you don't get on screen here, at least that I'm getting on screen. So that verse about comforting has just struck me for the past couple of weeks, and I decided I really needed to journal about this. So I'm going to use those teacups to symbolize comfort. And what I wrote about this verse is, and I do this after the process, that this is a verse that I need to hang on to. It is a reminder that nothing, underline nothing, other than God's love can ever fully comfort me. No person, no food, no things can be a complete solace. Only resting in the grace of God's love can give me true peace, the peace that does not evaporate when all else leaves me. So just a reminder that that is the only true peace and the only true comfort that I can have is God's love and relying on Him. So now I have added a couple of tabs here from Illustrated Faith from the She Blooms collection, and it's the sticker tabs, and those are now available at Michael's. That's where I bought mine, just so that you know that. And I'm going to go back because I like to reinforce the tabs at the top with some washi tape, because I have had some problems with my Bible page actually tearing a little bit if I don't have the washi up there. So that's why I'm adding that in. So I just took my Cricut spatula to apply up the sticker a little bit. And I know I can always re-glue the sticker if I need to. All right, so those are now down. That washi tape, by the way, I forgot to tell you, is from Bella Boulevard, and it's old. All right, so I know I grabbed my date stamp because I want to date this entry. I try to date them all. And now I'm going through some Wordfetti that I got from the Illustrated Faith Print and Pray shop. So if you go to Illustrated Faith and then Print and Play, or Print and Pray, so you can print these digitally, and then you just have to cut them out yourself, which is fine. So I chose two phrases here. One of them is actually the word comfort, which is awesome. And then I chose another one that says God gives me. So I think right now there's 2 or 3 different options for these in the Print and Pray shop. And they're not expensive. And considering that you can keep printing them over and over again, I think they're about like maybe $2.99 if I remember correctly, which, you know, considering we pay that for... definitely pay that for word stickers like this, if not more. And this way I'll be able to print them over and over again as I use them up. All right, so then I went to the other Wordfetti sheet that I have, and that's where the God Gives Me comes from. And I'm just going to cut them apart. You know, you could do lots of different things with this, but I'm going to just use them like I would any other sticker word strip. I'm going to put that down there, and that's just to remind me that God is the one who gives me comfort. All right, so I'm going to take my illustrated date stamp there, and I did this on April 1st of 2018, so I'm just getting that on to my date stamp there. And it also has like phrases as well, but I've got the phrase piece blank here. I'm just going to stamp the date, which is kind of nice that you have that option with this. And I'm using my StazOn ink in black here because that stamp is going to go over the gelato there. So they didn't stamp perfectly, but you know, hey, that's not the idea behind this, right? I always try to remind myself when things don't go perfectly here that God is the only perfect one. I am not. So here are a couple of photos of the page. Hope you guys are all well, and I'll be back with another layout and process video again soon. Bye.